Let's turn to the forecast here. I feel like we're getting into a forecast I can start to get behind.
Fall feels?
It's, it's nice to just get a little taste. It's not going to be necessarily cold because I feel like that's like the other side is, well, I just don't want it to be too cold. It's not going to be cold, but we are getting at least some mornings where maybe a sweatshirt as you're walking the dog in the morning. So it's been really hot.
Weather.
So hopefully everybody can at least be happy about that. Boone, right now you can see things are nice and clear. The same for Davidson, Beach Mountain, and Charlotte. At the Beach Mountain, that is, we are still seeing a little bit of that patchy fog developing thanks to those higher elevations here. We have what's called ground clutter out there right now. Essentially, this is when the temperature warms with height instead of cooling with height, and it causes these false radar echoes. You can see here shaded in the green coloring, and also a lot of times this means an uptick in warmth and humidity at night, which can allow for some patchy fog. So while a lot of our models are not really picking up on that, I do want folks to be aware that it is a possibility tomorrow morning, and especially a possibility in areas that saw some of those stronger storms earlier, like parts of Catawba County, Shelby County, and even portions there of southern Burke County. Right now, this frontal boundary is situated really right over Charlotte with a trough to our south. This kind of positioning of the front is going to allow for a little bit of moisture remaining into tomorrow's forecast, which is why I'm keeping 20%. And then eventually, once it passes to our south, pretty slow moving though, it will bring some of those fall-like mornings. Now, the fall-like mornings will be brief, but I think we'll take it, right? Any days where we're dry and we get some at least slightly cooler starts to the day and slightly drier afternoons too. Again, this futurecast is kind of picking up on that patchy fog situation with just a few showers early in the morning, especially tomorrow. Now let's take a look at the lows the next few days. So Friday, Saturday, we're talking about the mid to upper 50s. Again, a possibility with a secondary cold front next week, but look where we have been. I mean, upper 60s, lower 70s, even for this time of the year, that's been pretty warm. So we really kind of haven't tapped in yet to that more slightly fall-like weather as we get closer and closer to the middle part here of September. So here's how your weekend forecast shapes up. Tomorrow morning, we're going to still be talking about the 60s, but 50s Friday and Saturday mornings. Eventually, we do bring in a better chance for some storms Sunday, but that secondary front's pretty quick moving, and then that's what's going to help us kind of get another little taste of fall shortly afterward. Latest update on Lee. Of course, we just got the update at 11 o'clock. It is still a Category 2 hurricane with winds sustained at 105 miles per hour. Like we've said for a few days now, of course, that turn to the north is essentially happening right now. It was north-northwest earlier, but now it's 9 miles per hour. And of course, it is heading to the north and east. Now, regardless of where official landfall just happened, so remember this red little line here with the track? That's where the center is. Storms are hundreds of miles, and in fact, right now, Lee, its cloud cover is about 900 miles wide. Think about that, 900 miles. It's bigger than the state of Florida. And so even if the track centers right here, that doesn't mean impacts aren't going to be felt for Maine, Boston, Cape Cod, other portions there of New England. So if you have friends and family there, make sure they are staying weather aware. Now, locally, this is going to be mostly an issue for the Carolinas along the immediate coast. Of course, we talked a little bit about high rip current risk in the forecast today. This will continue through Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Maybe some hints of moderate on Sunday, but it's really going to depend on exactly where Lee is positioned at that time. So lots of stuff going on this weekend, early next week here in the Charlotte area. As of right now, it looks like every single game and or match is going to be dry for now. We're talking Charlotte FC, Charlotte, and App State on Saturday, Panthers on Monday, although the Panthers game will be a touch on the muggy side.